One of the biggest areas that people struggle when it comes to getting high kill games is game sense and decision making. So in today's video, we're going to put your Warzone game sense to the test. We're going to be breaking down a high kill solo quads win that I had, but at certain moments throughout this breakdown, we're going to pause the video to see if you can make the right decision. Now, immediately when I'm flying in here, guys, I notice that another enemy is with me. I'm playing solo quads here, so there's a good chance that there are multiple enemies landing in and around this cafeteria area. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Model L. We're going to go ahead and grab the Tonto. Now, here's your first question that I have. Do you push those two enemies that just flew into cafeteria? Yes or no? And I'm going to give you a few seconds and then I'll kind of explain my thought process. Now, honestly, guys, there is no wrong answer here. If you just wanted to loot up, get a little bit more comfortable with your guns, that is totally okay. But in this case, I am going to go ahead and push this. Why am I pushing this? Well, I know that they're just flying in. There's a good chance that I can catch them off guard before they get plates in, before they get a good gun. Remember, how many sniper rifles pop out of that first crate? It seems to happen pretty often. So I'm going to go ahead and try to catch them off guard here, plating up as I'm moving over. We're going to go ahead and challenge this guy right here with the Tonto. Now, what do we do from here? We just got enemy number one down and thirsted. Do we challenge this next guy immediately, or do we back off and kind of assume that it's a full team? I'm going to go ahead and challenge this immediately. Now, usually I tell you to use the minimap right here, but keep in mind, there's not enough time here to check the minimap because I already know that this cartoonish skin here is going to be pushing over this direction. The biggest thing that this comes down to is two things. Number one, I got a clean first kill. I did not take any damage. I still have 39 rounds in this Tonto here. Number two, I can break the line of sight. So if it happens to be enemy number one, and maybe like enemy number two is over this way somewhere, and I get put in a bad spot, I can easily break this line of sight left, jump down and head into showers and start to finesse that way. But I'm going to go ahead and challenge this enemy. It's not the cleanest kill that I've ever gotten, but immediately we notice now on minimap here that there's two enemies in prison on my level. Biggest thing though is I'm not in any immediate harm here. I'm not in a situation where I have to immediately finesse. So let's just go ahead and grab plates. We're going to kind of replay it. I kind of see him push in my direction. Of course, this little bug right here that doesn't allow us to grab plates kind of puts us in a little bit of a bad spot. There's this enemy right here straight ahead. Just kind of shouldering that corner there just a little bit, right? We're just going to shoulder. We're not just going to sit here behind this wall and let him, push either to my right or to my left here. We're just going to shoulder this a little bit each direction to try to catch a quick glimpse. Boom. Now I see that he's not here. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a run for it backside this way to be able to put myself in a better spot. This is a big thing that I really want you to work on. And if you are subscribed, I talk about this in a lot of videos, or I have talked about this in a lot of videos recently. Which, by the way, guys, if you are looking to get better, give me 30 days. Watch my videos, subscribe down below. I promise you will become a better player. I promise you. But getting a sense of when you're going to lose a gunfight. Now, I know going into this that I'm down a half plate. That's totally okay. I still know that I can make up that ground, especially because already right there, I've made up that ground just with that first shot. But you can kind of get a sense that, like, I don't know if I'm going to win this gunfight, which is why I strafe behind cover here to break this line of sight. Find that plate right there. This guy's still shooting this direction. Now we're going to go ahead and once again shoulder that, and we go ahead and re-engage. Now from here, here's your next question. What do we do in this moment? Okay, we just saw an enemy push to our right side. Okay, so we just saw the enemy kind of barely break through this door right here. Okay, you see just a little bit of movement right about there. Okay, so we see that door break through. We know that's one enemy. We're going to go ahead and jump through here. This is enemy number two. What do we do in this moment? Do we challenge or do we back off here? I'm going to go ahead and challenge this, right? Technically speaking, in this moment, I'm in a 1v1 situation, but in the back of my mind, I know that his teammates are close by, and I got to be really careful in this moment. So we challenge, right? Now, I see this guy fly in, okay? And more importantly, actually pause. What do we do here? Okay, so enemy number one is pushing up the stairs. Here comes enemy number two. We got a PP919 here with 54 rounds. What are we doing right here? Challenging or running away? I'm still going to challenge this, okay? I'm still in technically a 1v1 fight right here because this enemy that's tucked behind here is broken and probably plating up, okay? So now I know that I'm still in a 1v1 fight and I still have cover with this wall that I can use. Okay, so we challenge this enemy. Now, what do we do in this moment? Okay, and I'll play this back for you full speed to really see how it all plays out in full speed. But what do we do right here? Challenge or run away? Now, at this moment, I'm going to run away. Why? Because now I'm in a 1v2 situation, and I'm a little bit low health. I still have 50 rounds in the PP919, so I'm still okay there. But I'm in a 1v2 situation, and these guys are now pushing me. They are now in control of the fight. I'm not even accounting for enemy number 3 here that's tucked around this corner, who's probably at this point full-plated. So I'm just going to back off in this moment, okay? And I'm going to play this for you full speed so you can really see how fast this decision happens. A lot of our... a lot of the ability to get high kills in these sweatier lobbies is this quick decision making to, I see it, I see that second enemy, we back off. Okay, now, do we go up or down here? Okay, we're finessing. Do we go up or down? I'm going up, okay? And the reason being is because when I go up here, it gives me more outplay potential. If I go down, I mean, yeah, technically I could work this way and probably take the zip up, but there's not a lot of cover this direction. I know that even though this guy's right here, I know that I'm in a much better spot here pushing up to break this line of sight. Now, when we talk about game sense, a big dynamic of game sense is understanding what your enemies are doing. What do you think this guy's going to do in this moment? I'm going to play that he's chasing, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play. We're going to play it up, and boom. Now I'm going to anticipate that he's chasing. And what happens when you chase? I catch him off guard. We get an easy kill there. Literally do not take a bullet of damage. What's our next move? What's your next move from here? This is a pretty easy one, guys. If you're missing this, you've got a lot to work on here because this is an easy decision. This enemy right here, okay? This is a very simple 1v1 fight. And you have to catch this enemy immediately and go catch him off guard. Again, getting that first shot. Watch how fast I make this decision to go. Down, thirsted, I see him to my right side, we anticipate perfectly, we center, and notice right there in that moment, I was in a very bad position when I was here right in this moment, okay? I was in a really bad spot. Potential 1v3 situation, because this first enemy's broken, it's more like a 1v2 situation right there with those two enemies. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back off, and I'm going to back off here a little bit further until I can get to a spot where I can re-engage, at which point now I'm in control of this fight, okay? We're going to go ahead and take out enemy number 1. We take out enemy number 2 here, and then immediately at this point, I see this guy on my level. So what do we do from this point? Who do we push? What's our next play here? I mean, I kind of gave it away. I'm sorry, but like, you gotta see this. And by the way, when I talk about improving, again, if you are subscribed, we talk about solo duos all the time. What did you just notice in that 1v4 situation, right? I'm playing solo quads. The first 2 kills, that's a solo duo situation. Down and thirst, challenge enemy number 2. Now, what are we left with? We're left with another 1v2 situation. So I'm comfortable in this situation, knowing that I can challenge this enemy on my level immediately. Challenge this guy. What do we do? Which way are we going? Are we backing off? Are we going to challenge enemy number 2? What's your thought process here? I'm thinking ahead, okay? So I'm going to anticipate around this corner here. We're going to keep anticipating around this corner, expecting that enemy. But what are we also thinking about in this moment? Enemy number 2. Right? And by the way, one of the big things when it comes to game sense, guys, is character skins. So we know that we have this enemy right here, right? This is the very first enemy that I shot. But I want you to remember character skins, okay? When it comes to game sense and decision making, these are the things that you can start to piece together. This is not the character skin that I saw. So where is enemy number 1? Okay, where's that initial enemy that we've shot much further ago that we just saw again? He's got to be pushing somewhere. And guys, this, because I remember this very specifically in this moment, this right here was such a quick decision on minimap. I see that this guy's on my level. Now, I know that this enemy is either going to be pushing from this direction most likely or this direction most likely. The mini-map confirms that he's pushing this direction here, at which point we slide, we anticipate perfectly. Notice this first shot right here, first shot advantage. This guy's broken. I already have 150 health advantage here, at which point we're able to easily get that kill. Now, what do we do from here? Okay, what's your thought process in this moment? There's one thing in particular that we always talk about, and that is going to be loadout, right? We're at $5,800. I'm at 6 kills already. When it comes to dropping a 20 kill game, we only need 4 kills in this first circle. And frankly, first circle is still 40 seconds away from starting to close here. So let's go ahead and prioritize that loadout. I'm going to be doing a video on how to not play scared and how to play more confident here soon. And one of the biggest dynamics is always fighting with loadout. It's just guns that you feel more comfortable with. Yes, I can win gunfights with the PP919. I can win gunfights with the Model L. I would rather have the Jackal and the XM4. That's just me personally here. So we're going to go ahead and prioritize that and then kind of figure out what our next move is from here. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab loadout. And when we grab loadout, we're going to go ahead and, by the way, my XM4 is only a 5 attachment XM4 because of the buffer weight stock. So what I'm going to do here, actually I don't, I just go overkill because I didn't have enough cash. Usually what I do is I buy my 5 attachment XM4 for $2,500 and then I go with my Gunfighter Jackal class, at which point I now have that full loadout. But immediately we get shot, okay? Okay, we're getting shot in the back, and we get to our positioning here. That's the first thing. Find cover. Find your cover spot where you can figure out where an enemy is. And we catch a quick glimpse right there of this, you know, this character with the red cape. Okay, you're going to see just a brief glimpse right about here. Okay, right about there. Okay, so we catch a quick glimpse of this enemy. What do we do from here? Okay, what's your thought process? My thought process is this team's probably pushing over from this direction. So we're going to challenge up and over here. We're going to challenge this way and use this left side barrier right here as cover from the rest of the team. We got to win our 1v1 fight, and I've got to be aware of that vehicle that's over to my right side here. So immediately we're going to go ahead and jump up top. Now I'm just going to play my positioning here, right? There's nowhere for me to go at this moment. Okay, we're just going to keep playing positioning. We're not in a rush here. Downed. What do we do from here? Okay, we're playing solo quads. Still 3 other enemies. Well, I guess 2 other enemies that are up in this moment. What do we do in this moment right here? We're going to focus on that thirst, but we're going to do this a little bit strategically here. So I'm going to work my way over. Now, the moment I see the smoke go down, I know that this gives me cover. So I'm going to offensively use this smoke. This is where we can use enemies shrouded, right? He has the shrouded perk, which is why the smoke goes off. We're going to use that to our advantage to push in and get the thirst, knowing that his teammates are actually right here, but this guy can't see me, right? This guy's never going to be able to kill me. He gets no aim assist in here. It's very tough to see me, but I can go ahead and get that thirst. Now, what does the thirst do? It takes that enemy out of the fight. It gives me another kill, and it gives me the mini-map pings, which obviously in this moment, I knew this guy was here because I saw a quick glimpse of him, and he's on radar. So we're just going to back off. Now, I kind of gave that away a little bit here, but where do we go from this moment? This is a little bit of an advanced play, okay? Now, a lot of us would probably either push up the stairs backside this way or outside this way here. What I'm going to do is play a little bit unpredictable and try to slide all the way here, at which point I can go ahead and get a little bit better of an angle. Now, we're always worried about cover. That's why I get to this head glitch right here and put myself in a good spot. We're always worried about this cover here. Enemy dropping in. There's that enemy. Downed. Now, what do we do from here? I told you guys, we're testing everything today. What do you do from here? You go get this thirst, okay? Again, take this guy out of the fight, add the kill to your kill count, and give yourself mini-map pings. Now, I make the wrong decision here. Hindsight being 20/20, that is the correct decision. In the moment, I went to go challenge this enemy right here. Why? Because he doesn't have full plates, okay? He's trying to land back in on his stuff. He doesn't have full plates. He's, you know, struggling to pick up his guns off the ground. He's trying to get his loadout guns back. Like, we've all been there, right? You're rushing to get your loadout guns. You're swapping everything everywhere. It's tough. So I decided to go put the pressure. But I want you to remember that we have 8 kills here, okay? So we put the pressure on this guy. We're going to get that down. We're going to get that thirst. That puts us at 9 kills right there. Okay, so we get that enemy. Great. We take him out of the fight. Now, as I work back towards this enemy here, what you're going to notice is I never got this full kill. Okay, so my thought process being, you know, in this moment, why I told you to go get this thirst first is because what you end up getting is you take this enemy out of the fight, you go +1, which puts you at 9, okay? And you get the minimap pings here, which then tells you exactly what this enemy is doing, at which point you can go from getting this thirst here to challenge this enemy immediately because you know where he's going on minimap and you can put the pressure on that enemy and you're in a 1v1 fight, at which point we end up with 10, right? We know this guy doesn't have self-revive, but this guy absolutely could have self-revive. So in this moment, you know, you kind of could go either way, but hindsight being 2020, I definitely think I should have gotten this thirst right here and then went and challenged this, you know, the skin with the red cape. Because you're going to see, I like never get this full kill here. One guy flying in over this way. Now, what's your thought right here? Okay, one guy flying in. What's your thought? This is very simple. UAV. We have enough cash. We've got 14 grand. We've got the buy station right here. This is where you have to recognize that information, okay? You've got to recognize your cash flow here because the moment that we pop UAV, we get a much clearer sense of what is going on around us. Now, we buy a UAV, or we pop a UAV, and then we buy another one. This way, in another 30 seconds, we can pop another UAV and have really good information. What do you do in this moment? Where are you going? Where are you going from here? Now, this is where I would challenge you. I would challenge you as you are becoming a better player and looking to get more kills, you've got to push this, okay? Yeah, this guy's out of circle at bio. These guys are floating around over here. Like, this actually wouldn't probably be a bad play. You could push over this direction, but, like, this is where we want to be. This is where all of the action is, so we want to try to get over there. That's going to give us the most kill potential. By the way, you can already see it right here. 9 kills in the first circle. I'm on 30 pace. Now, when it comes to game sense and decision-making, guys, watch where this enemy is moving to, okay? Watch this right here. He's above me. I want you to look at this one right here. He's above me, okay? Now, as I push up here, okay, he's on my level, and now he's down below me. So I have a really good sense of where this guy is, and I can easily go push. Now, watch which way he's moving to. Notice how he's kind of pushing up the stairs, right? The stairs from down in showers are right here. Okay, so I can kind of get a sense that this guy's pushing up the stairs. Now, if I turn this corner here and he's not pushing up the stairs, well, that's fine. Then I know he's down low and I can easily go push that. That's how we start to clear buildings and stuff. Around the corner. What do we do in this moment? I told you guys, this could be a long video because I want you to think through everything. What are you doing in this moment? You got one enemy to your left, one enemy straight ahead. I'm going to shoot the guy straight ahead, but notice where I'm going here. This is a very subtle thing that I do that you can really pick up on. Look at where I'm at, okay? I want you to use maybe this prison door as a barrier or maybe this post right here. As I'm shooting this guy, I am actually strafing backwards to then get to cover here because I am worried about this enemy challenging around the corner, at which point I'm getting shot by both. So watch the distance right here and on the prison door. You can see it as I'm shooting, right? Notice the prison door right here, okay? See how I'm getting further and further away, further and further away, further and further away? Now, I've already, because I've strafed backwards, I can easily break this line of sight and figure out what my next move is because I know that's multiple enemies there. So I've got to be strategic how I play that. Just gonna play patient here. We're gonna pop this UAV. One guy straight ahead. And this is just a straight 1v1 execution, guys. Down thirsted. Now, what do we do from here? Okay? How are we challenging this? We gotta go get this thirst, right? Again, take him out of the fight. get to our 10 kill mark. And of course, we get the minimap pings, although it's not super important because we have a UAV. What do you do from here? How do you go get this? One of the biggest things I can teach you is when you are fighting outnumbered, what is the safest angle that you can get the thirst from? Okay, let me repeat that. What is the safest angle that you can get the thirst from? What a lot of you do, which is the wrong move, is you swap to your jackal, you push up here, and you get the thirst right on top of this guy. At which point what happens is, if you look on the minimap, you get challenged by enemy number 2, and you potentially get caught a little off guard. Watch what I do here. We're going to, as we're plating, or as we're moving up, we're plating, and we get it from right here. Why? Because if enemy number 2 challenges, I'm on a head glitch with the XM4. I'm in a great position. More importantly, watch what's going to happen here. Now, this is all minimap right here, okay? As I back off here, I'm looking at minimap to see where this enemy is moving, and all of a sudden, I catch this enemy pushing down the stairs. How do I know he's pushing down the stairs? Map knowledge. Look at where he is on the minimap, right? I'm assuming that he's going to be pushing down the stairs, which is why I react. Now, in this moment here, get the down. I know that this red cape guy is to my left side here, okay? That's pretty obvious because look at which way he's going to, okay? He's pushing out. He's probably not going to go left here, okay? So he's probably going to work back to his teammate who's right here. So I know that I'm in a pretty bad position, which is why I push straight through. What do? The stim kind of gave it away a little bit, but what do we do from here? I'm never going to be able to break this line of sight. Actually, I probably could. It's going to be really, really tough though, right? Because I've got to get essentially down the stairs, right? So we got to go down the stairs and then we kind of have to peek hard this way. I don't think I'm ever going to make this. So this is a last chance re-challenge right here. We break the line of sight. We use the stim for the health boost more than anything, right? Because I don't know how much damage I took there. I'm just trying to make sure that I have at least full base health. Plus, it does give me that speed boost. Then from here, we know we have to challenge. This is, guys, this is just you have to make a play. And all that is a slide, and we jump back in the direction that we came from, okay? So we slide, we jump back in the direction that we came from. That gives me a little window to be able to get that down and thirst right there. So we start to see that decision making. Now, immediately what I notice is this team over at Grandma's. So we're going to go ahead, and I kind of want them to push up here. I'm kind of hoping that they're going to push up top here and kind of fall right into my positioning. That's my goal here, fighting outnumbered. I'm hoping that they're going to push. So we're just going to keep playing patient here on this rooftop. Okay? We know it's multiple, right? We know that it was a full team down there in Grandma's. Finally, we kind of catch a little bit of audio here, and sure enough, there they are. What do? We got one down here. What do we do from here? Do we push straight? Do we just go in? Do we play our positioning? What's your thought process here? Not knowing how many people it is, and remember, this is why UAVs and portable radars are so important in these moments, because if I had a UAV up, I'd have a very clear picture of how many people are in this stairwell, but I don't. I'm kind of guessing here. So I'm going to think ahead, okay? I'm going to go ahead and push down here and almost anticipate them not re-peaking that same stair glitch, right? So we go this way. And sure enough, they're not going to repeat the same stair glitch. Now, I end up running into 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's number 4. So we're in a really bad position here. We're just going to back off. There's no decision to be made here. There's no question that you have to back off this. And just get to a spot where you can figure out what your next play is. What's your next play from here? Look at everything. This one's very simple. Very, very simple. UAV. Remember what I just told you? It's much easier to fight teams when you know exactly how many enemies it is, right? If we see a 1v1 fight, we take it. Remember earlier when we talked about those solo duo situations and how we can just, get that first enemy down clean, challenge enemy number 2. Okay, but when we're in a 1v4, gotta really, really play positioning. And those guys are playing this like it's World Series of Warzone. Okay, so let's go play patient here. Let's go play patient. I'm just looking at where these enemies are moving to. All 4 on my level right there. Now, what I catch is late is this enemy to my left side kind of flanking a little bit. I just lose the gunfight. It's okay. The PP919 kills faster than the XM4 in that range. It is what it is. What are we doing right here? Okay, look at everything. We're in second circle. We got 5 teams left. This lobby was not very healthy. We got 12 kills. What are we doing right here? We're going loadout. Okay, this is a little bit riskier because I am going into gas here to be able to get loadout. But hey, let's go prioritize that loadout. Let's go work our way back. By the way, if you remember from the UAV, there wasn't anybody over on this side of the map. Maybe one team was over here, but I'm not too concerned about people being over this direction. Let's go ahead, start to work our way back towards prison here. Grab all that stuff. Why? Because I knew that I got kills here, right? If you remember earlier, I got these kills right here. This is the guy who dropped the Shrouded perk, and obviously I was able to push in and get the thirst. So let's go ahead and grab all their stuff. I might have missed a UAV right there, which would have been a pretty bad mistake, but we grab portable radar, right? Let's go ahead and grab portable radar here for the information. 2 enemies above. What do we do? How do we challenge this right here? Do we challenge this, or do we just leave them? I'm going to challenge. Right? I'm not going to shy away from this fight. Now, I want you to remember character skins. You guys remember the character skins from before. I'm going to go ahead and take outside ladder here. Perfect, right? We should be able to find a nice little angle on these enemies. But more importantly, watch where this enemy, watch where they're moving to, okay? I'm tracking where they are moving to. That guy haven't moved. Oh, this guy got a little bit closer here. Now we're in a little bit of a tough spot. Boom. There's enemy number 1. What do we do? I'm not going to get the thirst here. I'm going to anticipate this second enemy that's very close to him, and they are very clearly playing together. I'm going to anticipate that enemy pushing over here, okay? So I'm going to use that against them. Think about if you're playing with your squad, right? And you go down in this moment. You are this enemy right here who I end up taking out. What's the first thing that you do? On me, on me, on me, enemy on me. And what does your teammate do? He immediately turns the corner and looks at you. So I'm going to use that against them. Boom. I'm going to anticipate this enemy. Now at this moment, I know this is that 4 stack that I was fighting before. Okay? Take out that enemy right there. Now, what do we do? I'm going to focus on this thirst to take him out of the fight. Now, thankfully, I catch him on the revive. What do we do? Okay, just re-knocked. We're getting shot from the right side. We're in a pretty bad spot here. What do we do? Do we back off? Do we stay up here? Do we last chance re-challenge this? What do we do? This is why cover is so important. Use this AC unit here. Use this, okay? I'm just going to drop down. Thirst. Plate. I see 3, right? What do we just do? +1. He's out of the fight, can't self-revive anymore. And we get a clear glimpse that this team is still playing very passionately, okay? So one of these enemies is downed, and the other 2 are alive. So we play the head glitch. Boom. Now, what do we do? Okay, right? 2 enemies downed. Now I am going to focus on these thirsts right here. Let's thirst. Still worried about our cover. We can easily break the line of sight. Now I'm in a 1v1 fight here. We're in a great position, right? We're in a great spot at this moment to be able to easily go ahead, challenge this. We're going to clear through here because I anticipated him dropping down into here. But what do we see? We're just going to look out this window here, and we see this enemy straight ahead of me. He's fighting a team at control. There's a bunch of shooting down below me in tunnel. So we're just going to go ahead and take that easy kill right there. Still a bunch of people in tunnels. Still a bunch of people down below. Let's go ahead and loot up real quick, right? Let's go ahead and loot up on these guys while we have a second here. Grab a bunch of cash. Still looking over this direction based on weapon pings. Can't really find anybody. Now, what I end up deciding to do is... What's your thought process right here? What are you thinking? There's 2 things that you could do in this moment. Number 1, go buy a UAV, right? This is a classic slow down to speed up situation that I always talk about. Hey, don't really know where anybody is, but we have enough for a UAV. Let's pop UAV, get a clear picture of exactly where everybody is, exactly what the smart fights are, and let's go and do that. I decided to play this a touch more aggressive. I see this shooting down below, which I know is in tunnel. So I'm just going to go ahead and work down below to tunnel and see if I can potentially third party this a little bit, right? So I kind of clear all the way through here. I don't see anything. We're just going to kind of keep clearing down low in this moment. Now, there's only 3 teams left at this point, so this lobby is definitely dead, and we're going to have to really work hard to find out where teams are. But you can kind of see, I just kind of clear through here, and then when nobody else is this direction, perfect, we're just going to work our way back up top. We only need 4 more kills here to drop the 20, which is always going to be the goal. Yeah, we'll take the 30 kill games when we get them. You know, I've dropped a few 40s. I've even dropped a 50 before in super bot lobbies. In this one right here, we're just looking for a good, solid 20-plus kill win, which I think you could do in any lobby with a little bit of, you know, gameplay strategy and execution. Pop the UAV. Now, what I missed was I technically have enough for another UAV. Wish I had went ahead and popped that, but in this sense, in this situation, I just was so focused on pushing over this direction based on the fighting. So we're just going to go in and work this fight, right? This is a very simple decision. It's a 1v1 fight right here. Now, this guy drops down. What do? Do you push or do you hold? Do you push or do you play positioning? I decide to push this a little bit and kind of play a little bit more aggressive. I know it's a 1v1 fight. I know he's in this shack right here. Now, what ends up happening is this is a better player and kind of puts me in a really bad spot where I got to make a play, right? So I'm going to drop down here. I don't really catch a good glimpse of him. And all of a sudden, he's got a massive advantage here. I'm broken. I'm lower health. He's not even close to broken at this point. And now we just have to kind of make a move here. I decide to kind of keep the pressure on. And we're just going to keep finessing here until we can finally get our little window to be able to get that down and thirst. Now, it was pretty ugly, but we'll still take an ugly gunfight win. That's for sure. What do you do in this moment? Look at your mini-map. You've got shooting to your left side here. You've got a solo player back behind you. You know, you got this guy flying above you somewhere. These guys are over in Big Living. Who are you pushing right here? Guys, I'm always going to take this. I mean, this guy has a floor loot or a gun that he's flying back in with. Keep in mind, it's not a pistol at this point, so he might be flying in with like a C9 or something like that. But more importantly, you know, he's not full health, right? He's only has 2 plates here in. So I'm immediately going to take this fight. Right? Let's go ahead and take that guy out. Dead. Flying into my left side, so we do the exact same thing. Let's go put the pressure on here. See what we can find. Trying to figure out where he is. Can't quite figure out where he is here. Okay, what do we do? 2 teams, 4 enemies. Like I said, this lobby died pretty quickly here. We have 18 kills. What do we do in this moment here? Look at everything. Look at your circle. Look at what's going on. Think about this situation. What do you do? I am going to work back to control here and more importantly, focus on popping a UAV. Again, let's get a very clear picture of where everybody is, and then we remember that information, and we can make decisions based off of that. Let's work our way up. Enemy shoots me in the back. What do we do? Do we challenge from here? Do we just disengage it? I'm going to challenge, but get to a better spot. Even though I took damage there, that's definitely not ideal. This was actually a pretty bad situation all the way around, especially because I only have 34 rounds in the XM4. But I decided to go in and catch him off guard because he doesn't expect me to re-challenge this. Now, things you got to keep in mind. Number 1, I don't have a self-revive, right? I don't have a self here. If I have a self here, I can play a little bit more aggressive, but I got to be really careful. Number 2, make sure you're reloaded. That's a really bad mistake because I actually think I might kill this guy if I am reloaded with the XM4. I think I have a chance there. What do we do? 1 guy down below. We're low health. We got to play it up. This guy's flying in over to my right side here. This guy's flying in right here. What do we do? You could do one of 2 things, honestly. You could back off, right? You can absolutely just back off this hard left right here, jump down into control, start to figure out what your next move is. I'm going to go catch this guy off guard. Remember, the enemy that's down below the hill is low health as well. So he has to plate up. I'm going to go anticipate that this guy is going to push here and try to kill me, and I'm going to use that against him. Sure enough, there he is. We get the down, we get the thirst, and we back off. Okay? Now, in this moment, I'm thinking about buying a UAV. I'm so, like, UAVs make this game so much easier. So whenever I can get one up and figure out what's going on, I just know it puts me in a better spot. Now, ultimately, I say, hey, let's go back to control. I'm going to anticipate that the first enemy that I shot down here is probably going into control, and I'm going to hit this buy station right here. But as I work over, he ends up pushing up the hill. We're going to see him right here. I catch a quick a little bit of audio that he's pushing up. Down. Thirsted. And now we're going to go ahead. What do? Now we pop the UAV, right? Let's pop UAV real quick. Now we get a very clear picture of what's happening. We can clearly see that we're in a 1v2 situation. We've got one enemy down below to my right side. We go ahead and easily take out this enemy right here for kill number 21. And now we're going to go ahead and clearly see that this enemy's on the buy station or floating around the buy station right here, potentially trying to buy back. Now, he ends up not being able to buy back. We're able to win that gunfight, and just like that, guys, nice little clean 22-1 kill game. 22 kills, 1 death right here with the dub in some solo quads, all based on the decisions that I was making. Look, the end game was not healthy. If that end game had 3, 4, 5 teams left, I potentially am pushing 30 kills. Is what it is. We'll still take the 22 kill dub right here. And guys, I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.